everybody. Welcome to Shape Web Designs Radio here on Saturday morning. It's the 1st of March. Can you believe it? The 1st of March here in Michigan, here in Grand Haven, Michigan. My name is Robert. I am owner of Shape Web Designs and hosting here in Grand Haven, Michigan. We are a web development company with branding and marketing skills that are impeccable. And like I said, we're located here in Grand Haven, Michigan, and one of the top firms. We are the best in everything that we do, and that's just the way it is. No one can tell us any different. We're there for you at all times. Today I'm going to be talking about, it says, are you backed up? That means is your data backed up on your computers? With Shape Web Designs, we do a lot of IT work. We do a lot of business setup, networking, and all that other stuff that needs to get your business up and going and off the ground. It's one of the biggest things that we do, and we do it at an affordable price, too. We don't sit there and frickin' nickel and dime the hell out of you guys. We're there, very professional at what we do. We find out what your needs are, and we apply those needs at an affordable price and something that you can afford. You know, just because you're in business doesn't mean we're rich, right? That's the way it is. But today's topic is backing up your data on your computer. Now, one of the biggest things that I've actually ran into a lot is I get a lot of clients that will call me up and they'll say, my hard drive, it's not booting up. I'm getting all sorts of problems, and one of the biggest things that the urgency is that they have pictures or they have documents or something that are on their drive. And one of the biggest things on this whole thing is what really happens is people realize, people think that their computer, their laptop, or the desktop at home, nothing can happen. My data will be, stored. Nothing could ever happen. If I take care of my computer, nothing's going to happen. Well, I'm going to tell you, folks, just to give you an idea of, why I say it's important to back up your data. Years ago, what we would do is you'd back up your data by putting it on DVDs or CDs, or you'd put them on the floppies back in the day. You back up your data so it's never on your physical drive. I always tell my clients, never store anything that you don't want to lose on your physical drive. Your physical drive is most of the time your C drive. That's where your operating system resides, and where you set up all your programs and stuff like that. And what it does is, you got your pictures, you got your document area, and people say, well, if I save it there, nothing could happen. If your physical drive crashes, if it goes bad, if the hard drive goes bad, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be virtually impossible to get those files back. There are companies out there that will basically, you can send your drive to, and they're able to recover, but you're going to pay a lot of money. You're going to pay anywhere upward from $600 to $2,500, as far as it just depends on how much data you're trying to rescue. And these companies are not cheap. And so there is an alternative way that you can do it, and that's what I want to talk to you guys about today. There's a lot of different sources out there: Microsoft, Dropbox, and of course Google Drive. All those are very good. I'm more, when it comes to documents, when it comes to Word documents, PDFs, anything that has to do with my company, or I have different solutions. Okay, now in my office where I work, we have what's called a network drive. This network drive is it's not built into the computer. It runs through our network, and it has 4 terabit drives in it. Okay, so that's 4, 8, 16 terabits of space. Everything that comes from my computer, everything that I want backed up, goes on those drives. Now, those are like images and stuff like that, graphics, everything that we store that we're using in the immediate time. What's really good about these network drives, okay, is what I love about them is they're kind of like their own little computer, all right? And its only job, its only function in the world is to back up data. So if you get it to function properly, if you get it to work properly, and everything is completely perfect, okay, what it does is two of the drives in there are the storage, okay? The other two are backups. It has its own backup. It's a backup that has its backup, believe me, and it works really good. I have not had any problems with it. It's a big expense. It can cost, and the one that I have is like close to $800. It has 4 bays in it, and you can store up to, like I said, I have, big drives in there that function. What's really cool about it is, like I said, it's its own little machine. So if your computer crashes, all your data is going to be there. It's there. If you have, like, on your computer, if you have like an extra drive inside your computer, you can store all your data there. You can do an image of your operating system, everything there. You can do a backup there. Don't do your backup on your physical drive. Right now, it's almost impossible to do that. And, especially Windows operating system will not allow you to back up your files. Now, if you're a Mac user, there's, you can still use, there's a wide range of various things you can do. There's no difference in backing up your files. And this is why you just don't want to lose your data. You don't want to lose your photos. You don't want to lose your documents. Now, the other way that I have my clients, this is my biggest thing. I have seen in my years being in business, what I've seen is I've seen a lot of companies out there. They store all their data, everything that they have, their files, everything they store it in their place of business. They either do it on an internal server or like a network drive like I have. There's one thing that could just wipe it all out, and that's a fire. If you have a fire in your place of business, all that data is gone. You are not going to recover it. Okay, so if you're at work, okay, and you got data that you don't want to lose, I sure the hell wouldn't store it there. I'd store it in a cloud. Yeah, everybody hears what the cloud is. The cloud is nothing but storage. All right, that's basically what you're paying for. So one of those things that I like, okay, is when I'm talking with someone who's in business, I say, well, how much space do you actually need to store all your files? Some businesses can get away with very low external drives, very low, like say, you're talking 500 megs or a gig, or 1 terabit. One terabit drive is enough space to store any kind of business information whatsoever. It's when you start saving graphics, like pictures and all this other stuff, that you're going to need a lot more space. But one of the biggest things that I have learned over the years, and a lot recently too, is watching what I'm seeing out there. I mean, it's really, I work on computers, and one of the biggest things when a person's computer crashes, what is their number one worry? Their number one worry, all my photos, our vacation photos are on there, and all this other stuff. See, this is one of those things where the digital world, it's one of those bad elements, man, because we're backing up our stuff on our computers. If your computer gets stolen or anything like that, all that stuff's going to be gone, man. Gone. And you're not going to get it back. So you got to protect yourself, all right? Now, as a consumer, let's say a normal, someone who's not in business, you're at home, you have a ton of pictures of your children growing up, and they're all in digital form, and all this other stuff, you don't want to lose it, okay? One program that, to me, is like one of the most important programs to have on your computer is Google Pixia. And I'm going to tell you why. Now, listen, all you have to do is you have to go to Google, get a Gmail account, and then get a Google Plus. Now, I'm going to tell you something, people. And you're going to listen to me, and you're going to listen to me really good. If you got a lot of photos, and you don't want to lose those photos, now, I'm going to tell you something. This right here, I don't care what anybody tells you, what you've read on the internet and everything. It's all about how you set up your account, okay, in Google. If you set up your account where your photos are private, no one's going to be able to see your photos, period, all right? There's no magical hack deal that can get in there. The only way is if someone goes in there and they hack your account because you give your password out to other people and a friend of a friend of a friend, who that's your fault. Okay, plain and simple. Pixia it goes on your computer, it scans for your photos, okay, and here's what you do. You go to Google, you set up an account, you set up a Gmail account, okay, and once you get your Gmail account set up, use a password that no one else is gonna know. Only you'll know. And in a later show, we're gonna be talking about passwords too. Just so you know, that's another itch in my giddy up there. But here's the deal. You go to Google, set up a Gmail account. All right, and here's the cool part. Everybody here is gonna love this. You're gonna love this, and the reason why I say this is because it's flawless. You go to your, when you set up your Pixia account, okay, you're going to go to Google, you're going to look for Pixia, and you're going to download it, okay, Picasso or whatever you want to call it. I call it Pixia or whatever, and what it is, you install it on your computer. It scans for all your photos, and it's like a photo organizer, okay, and it's going to back up all your photos, not automatically, not until you tell it to, but follow the directions, and it'll show you how to do it. Okay, actually, we're going to be doing a demonstration not too long where we're going to show you how to back up with Pixia too and create an account. But here's the cool part. When you get that on your computer, it's going to scan your whole computer, okay, for all images. You're going to find all the images, all your family trips, all your children growing up and everything. And then there's going to be this little button that's going to say sync with your account, with your Google account, your photos, okay? It will upload all those photos to your Google account, okay? Again, no one can see those photos but you and anybody that you share your photos with, okay? If you don't want anybody to see those photos, no one's going to see them, all right? And then what you're going to do is, as soon as that is synced, every time that you have your computer running in the background, if you have a laptop or whatever, you open up Pixia, it'll automatically scan for new photos, and if there's any new photos that show up in a folder, okay, that you have to automatically link to your account, it'll automatically upload those new photos, all right? It takes no more than clicking on a freaking icon when you fire up your computer. If you got new photos, if you're downloading photos from your camera or whatever the case may be, I'm telling you, okay, it works, and I recommend it for any kind of images and photos. It's perfect, okay? There are other ways, there's other places out there, but I'm telling you, if you want the easiest, now here's the good cool part. Once your images have been uploaded, okay, to Google, to your Google account, to your Google Photos, all right, they're there. You can go there and you can download them as you need them, and it uploads them in full format. It doesn't, if you get a 5 megabyte or a 6 megabyte image, it's going to upload that image, okay? And what's really cool about the system is if you go in there and you go to your Google account and you sign in, you can sit there and you can pull your pictures out. You can share them, download them, do whatever you want. Okay, there's just all the capabilities are there to do whatever you want with them. Okay, And I know there's going to be idiots out here that are going to say, well, they're not secure. They got problems. Did you know that they do that? Yeah, you know what? I'm going to tell you something right now. There's a lot of crap that goes on, and Google is a multi-billion-dollar company who puts research into their programs to help protect your privacy. Okay, they've had some things in the past, but they always fix it. And what's really good about it, here's the point I'm trying to get across, is your photos will be saved online. You can access those photos from anywhere in the world as long as you know your username and password. Keep it simple, and it'll always be backed up. And the one other thing that really makes cool about Google Plus, put it on your phone, automatically sync your photos. And you know how many people have lost their phones and dropped them in toilets, dropped them in the lake, and everything else, and all your photos are gone, right? Guess what? If you have Google Plus attached to your smartphone, your Android or your Windows phone or your Apple phone or whatever, it automatically will sync your photos and videos that you shoot on your phone and automatically upload them when you're in videos will automatically upload when they're in a Wi-Fi area. Your photos will upload over the network if you set it up that way. And guess what? All your photos automatically go to Google and they're all backed up. I can't think of an easier way to back up your photos and save photos to me. And it's because I have a photography background, okay? Photos to me are priceless. That's somebody else's life. That's your life. That's your memories. And your memories should be captured. You put them on your physical drive, and your physical drive, if your computer dies and everything, those memories are lost forever. All you do is have a memory, really. Don't take the chance. Do exactly what I told you to do. It's free, and it just, by chance, if you ever need more and more space. Then here's one of the things you have to remember. Images, you don't need to save every little image. Like when you do your Pixia and you and you upload it in the browser that you have, the photo browser in Pixia, it's going to give you a choice. Choose the data that needs to be uploaded. Don't choose data that doesn't need to be there. And it'll work flawlessly for you, and it'll work good for you. And that's one of the things that I've actually helped out with a lot of my clients. They say, I just don't want to lose my photos. You lose your photos because of your own ignorance. And I don't like to be cruel that way, but it's the truth. It's the honest to God truth, okay? It's your own fault. I'm giving you a way to back up your photos. I'm giving you a way to back up your memories, and it's easy to do. And what really gets me is I've heard people, I just don't have time. You don't have time. You have time to get on Facebook. You have time to type, but you don't have time to click on your icon, your Pixie, and let it run in the background. Any new photos that you put on there is going to be uploaded to the area. Always remember, be consistent, okay? If you share a folder with your account, put your photos in the same thing. It's automatically in the background it's going to back up. It's easy. But believe it or not, I have had people who have told me that same thing. This is what they say. I don't have time. You have time to put the photos on your computer, but you don't have time to back them up. If you put them in the same place, you keep your Pixia running in the background, blah. Now, you can use Google Plus on tablets, everything, okay? Just go to your app store, look up Google Plus, synchronize your account, and it'll automatically start uploading your memories, your photos, and everything else that you want. And you don't lose them, okay? My personal opinion is I'm very funny about that. And Really, people, if you really don't want to back up your stuff, it's on you. It's not on us. Okay? If we can't restore your drive, that's just tough. You've lost it. You've lost those memories. So, as for photos, that's actually one of the best systems. Now, if you're one of those people that just don't want to back up your photos like that or back them up online, you can get an external drive. I'm going to tell you something. Even external drives can fail at some point. Okay? So that's why it's really good just to back up, knowing that everything's going to be protected, knowing that everything's not going to be lost, and you're thinking, well, what happens if their system goes down and I lose all my photos? These people have already thought of that. They've already backed up. They have backups of backups, probably of backups ready to go. So your photos are out there. Use a password. Don't give your password out to anybody, your Gmail account, and make a password that is going to protect you, okay? And use the same one. Don't use, like I said, I'm not going to get into it this show because passwords are, like I say, itching my giddy up. People are so lame when it comes to passwords. You know what I'm saying? So, anyway, let's talk about documents. Now you're thinking to yourself, okay, I backed up my photos. Now, what about all these important documents? Now, a lot of you probably don't give a crap about documents, but when you're in business, every document you have is important, okay? And there are, like I said, there are different programs out there that actually work. I am a fan of Google Drive, and I am a fan of Dropbox, okay? They're both competitively priced. You have to pay for the space, but pay for what you need. Basically, that's what it's really cool. 1 gigabyte of space can hold a lot of documents. Okay, I guess if you're doing a lot of PDF files, it can use up a little bit faster, but just normal documents doesn't use that much space. Depending on the document itself, I guess, whatever. But what I'm trying to say is Dropbox is just like creating a folder on your laptop, on your home computer, even on your cell phone. Okay, Dropbox can go on your cell phones. It can go on your desktops. It can go on everything, and so can Google Drive. All right. The thing about it is what sets it apart is this is why I like these systems. Is it creates a folder on your desktop. You can transfer all your data there, all your documents, and nice little freaking folders and everything like that. And what it does is you can access these folders anywhere in the world if you're not at your computer. I mean, again, simplicity is the key here, okay? They made it simple for people who are not computer savvy. It's so easy to it puts a folder and you save instead of saving documents, okay, where you say, where would you like to save this document? Okay, you tell your computer instead of saving it in the documents folder, you tell it to save it in your Dropbox folder. And it's going to save it there, okay? As long as you're hooked to the internet and stuff like that. If you're not hooked to the internet, you can always put it there later. Okay, if you happen to lose your document between the time you're on a plane somewhere, you're doing a document and you can't, internet's all over the place. Let's just face it, and internet's everywhere. Even on your phones. I mean, you can hit hotspots or whatever the case. Just to transfer a document to make sure it's safe, put it in a Dropbox. One of the biggest things that I actually I get a kick out of is these people who think they have to have a server in their office. Oh, I've got to have a server. That's how I'm going to back up all my data. Well, guess what? A lot of doctors' offices, well, not doctors' offices. I'll take that back because they have to be HIPAA compliant. But believe it or not, some of these online storages do have places where you can store your documents off and on in the cloud, and they are HIPAA compliant. So here's the deal, okay? If you have sensitive files, you can upload them to Dropbox. Dropbox is secure. The only thing is that if they go to access, like say someone steals your computer, okay, they can access, that's why, you always use your password protected stuff on your computer, because most of the time if it's password protected, what they're going to do is they're going to wipe the hard drive, and it doesn't matter if they wipe the hard drive because all your data is going to be backed up anyways. So it's one of those things. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those things. You can back up your data very easily. You get a Dropbox account, you sign up for it, and it says, okay, do you want to install Dropbox on your computer? The only thing it does is it creates a folder on your desktop. That is your storage area. That's where you store all your documents. Plain and simple. That's the way it works. That's the way it happens. And it's like I said, it's almost like flawless. Okay, it functions properly for that reason. Now, I know that in the past, I've heard a lot of people who use Dropbox, say to me, they go, well, I just ran out of space, and I pay for all this, whatever. I mean, 250 gigs of space on Dropbox is, I think, I forgot to look at the price, like $9 a month. More worth keeping. Now, here's the deal. If you happen not to pay and you just say, God, I just can't afford the $9, you know what? Your files are still protected. They don't delete your files. They won't delete your files, but you just won't be able to add any more to them. And that's it. Okay? You can get the files. They're there. They're safe. And Google Drive works the same way. Google Drive does the same thing. It puts an icon on your computer. And it's a drive. It's a folder. You put all your information there, and it's all backed up. Everything is backed up. It's there for you. And that's how you do the documents. Again, if you say, I don't have time to do all this, I don't have time, that's your problem then. Okay, because here I am, I'm telling you how to protect your data. If you think you don't have time, or you don't want to take the time to figure it out, that's on you again. It's not on us. Don't bring your computer and get all pissy with us because we can't get your data off it. The first question I'd say, did you back it up in the cloud anywhere? Do you got any backups? No. Do you got an external drive? No. Guess what? That's on you. This is an educational, if you're listening to this now, here's the thing. I'm telling you how to do it. I'm sure that there's millions and millions of people out there, that are going to still be clueless. But if you share this podcast with somebody, at least you're going to know that you can back up your data. Okay? And that's what it is. You need to back up your data, period. And when you back up your data, okay, then everything's safe. You back up your photos, everything's safe. If you back up your documents, everything's safe. If you do it on your physical drive, in your drive or your computer, your laptop, whatever, or even if your phone, all those photos that I see so many people taking, cell phones take more photos now than you can shake a stick at. And so many people lose their phones, and then they lose all their photos. If they would have took a few moments to sign up for Google, get a Google account, a Google Gmail account, and be able to, upload your photos automatically, it's the easiest way to do it. And the reason why I say that, there's other companies out there that offer online storage of your photos, okay? They're little apps, they're third party. But here's what I say, and I say this for good reason. You could sit there, and I could sit in a table, and let's just say everybody, let's say I'm the 10th person. All 9 people tell me that Google sucks. I'm going to continue to use Google because it doesn't suck. I don't think it sucks. I don't think it will never suck. Google Drive, Google Pixia, Picasso, whatever you want to call it, Picasso or whatever the name of it is. I'm telling you right now, there are many ways of storing your photos and your data, okay? And it takes a few minutes of your time to set it up properly. And that's just where we need to be with this, plain and simple. And in my opinion, to set up your data, to back up your data, to do everything that you need to do, it's very important to have a full understanding that when you're backing up your data, you're backing up your photos, you're doing all this other stuff, okay? You're doing it because you have the ability, okay? You have the ability to back up your data. You have the ability to back up your photos and stuff like that. But if you don't take the time to do it, then it's on you. It's not on anybody else. It's your own fault. Never save photos on your physical drive. If photos to me are very precious, your memories are very precious, okay? And if there's a way to save those memories, and then it's up to you to save them. And that's really how I feel about a lot of this these days. You know, it's just all about making sure that you back up your data. There are, like I said, there's network storage that you can get. There's USB external drives. If you don't, you can put in your house. It plugs right into your computer and everything else. To me, online storage is maybe by far the best and most affordable. You just have to with Google, the amount of pictures you can put up on your account is phenomenal. It's like they've opened up. It's like there is a limit. I haven't reached that limit myself, but I do know one thing, that all those photos that I've taken with my phone, all the videos I've taken with my phone, all the video pictures I've had on my computer are all backed up. And if I lose my phone and my house and everything, my computers blow up and whatever the case may be, I know that the most important things, my documents are going to be there, other things are going to be there, and I'm going to be protected, and I'm going to be happy about that. And I'm not going to sit there and cry and sit there and, oh my God, I just lost all the photos and everything. And if you just do it right, if you follow, just don't, there's a place to save your photos. It's just like a folder in your computer, your pictures folder. Yeah, you can save all your photos there. You save them all there. Yeah. And then you got your documents. Yeah, I can save all my documents there. But if you get in the habit of following a simple little change, you can change everything what you do. You can back up your system. You can do everything that you want to do, and it works. All right? So, in today's show, what I wanted to do is I wanted to show you that there are ways to back up your data, to back up your photos, to do everything. Okay? If you want to preserve everything, don't be stupid. All right? Don't be one of these people that think that your computer will never die. Guess what? Matter of fact, I've got a friend of mine right now who completely lost everything on his computer because his computer died. Now, the good part about it is we'll probably be able to recover what's on his hard drive, but because his hard drive wasn't the one that failed, it was the motherboard or something like that. Guess what? If he had done what I told him to do months and months and months ago, he wouldn't have that problem right now. And to pay us to get the information off his disk is going to cost him some money. If he would have just followed my directions, he wouldn't have had that problem. It kind of works that way, right? So anyway, I just want to thank everybody for listening to the show today. And this is, like I said, Robert from Shape Web Designs. If you're looking for web development or computer repair or any kind of branding, marketing, just give us a call and we'll be sure to help you out. Again, thanks for listening. And one of those things, another thing I really want to make very clear, okay, is that no matter what you do in life today, okay, you are in control of your computer. Your computer doesn't control you. Save your data, save your memories, okay, and put them in places that are safe. And you'll be protected the rest of the time. Thanks a lot for listening, and safe surfing, I guess. You're listening to GHCR, Nationwide Podcast Radio, www.ghtalkradio.com.